Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Friday, July 26th, and I'm back breaking down a few more plays for the Friday night slate of games. We're going to be looking at the Cincinnati Reds going up against the Tampa Bay Rays as the first play of the day. Then the best play of the day will be between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Two total game plays and four total player props today, with the two best player props being towards the end of the video. As always, I hope everybody has a great Friday, and let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's get into this graphic recap from Thursday night. A lot of red, some green. The Mets on the money line just walked off the Atlanta Braves 3-2. So we did cash that one. Mets on the money line, even though Chris Sale was on the mound. I already put the bet in. I would love to take credit for Clayton Kershaw under outs, but they did not offer outs in this game. I did win something over 1.5 bases taking Clayton Kershaw, but I can't put that on the graph because I didn't give it out. So that one's going to just be a push, even though Clayton Kershaw did struggle going up against the Giants, only went 4 innings. Jordan Westburg, this one really hurt, over 1.5 bases. Two lineouts with Munoz, another lineout later in the game, and a ground out. So he had four balls batted into play, just couldn't get anything on the turf to get a single or a double in that game. So he did end the game with no hits, and then the Orioles, when I thought he might get up again, ground into it. Actually, it was a double play lineout pickoff, so that one even sucked worse on that one. I thought he might get another at bat, did not get another at bat, so that one is a loser. The graphic plays today, all stinkers. Nothing happened in the Washington Nationals game. I don't know what really happened in that game. I was at work. I didn't read any news about the Nationals, so someone might want to tune me in on what happened in the Nationals game. C.J. Abrams, he did not record a hit today, but I'm sure everybody else on the Nationals did a pretty good job hitting the ball against Dylan Cease. And then Marcell Ozuna had a couple at-bats, had a couple attempts in this game, a couple fly balls, but nothing hit the ground either. So 0-3 day on the graphic plays there. Let's look at the leaderboard here. 1-0 on the game picks, 0-1 on the player props with the Clayton Kershaw push, 13-5 now after the All-Star break, and decent going into the weekend. I feel pretty confident going into the weekend plays, but we got to get past Friday first, and we are going to start with the Tampa Bay Rays going up against the Cincinnati Reds. Both the guys on the mound have been streaky this season, and they're both coming off not great starts. I'm going to take the over in this game. I don't know why it's sitting at 7.5, but I'm taking the over 7.5. The offenses for both these teams, they've been pretty streaky as well, but I think the bats are going to be winning the majority of these matchups in the game. We're going to start with Shane Baz, who's going on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays. We've only seen him 3 times this season, going up against the Yankees twice, the Rangers once, and in 2 of the 3 games, he has given up 3+ runs. He's coming into this game with a 3.95 ERA, and if you were able to catch him in the last game going up against the Yankees, it says he allowed no runs in that game, and that is the truth. But if you watch the game, he only went 3 innings, and he left the bases loaded twice and left 2 people on in one of the innings as well. The Yankees, they were all over him, having 4 total hits, and he walked 5 people in that game in just 3 innings. But the Yankees, they Yankeed, and they didn't get anybody across the plate. So while he didn't give up any runs, he did have a very bad outing going up against the Yankees last time. I think he's going to struggle once again here going up against Cincinnati Reds. And hopefully the Reds, unlike the Yankees, will be able to get some runners across the plate. On the other side is going to be Nick Lodolo, and I have tried to have his back this season, but he keeps on having these bad performances over the last stretch of 5 games. He dealt with a lot of injuries last season and brought some of those into this season. I thought maybe he turned a corner going into the month of June, and he just has not. He's had a couple really bad starts. Over the last 4 games, he's been getting dominated by opposing teams. He's still coming in with pretty good numbers, 3.51 ERA, a 1.12 whip, but he has given up 3+ runs in 3 of the last 4 games. And over the last 3 games, he's gone against the Nationals, the Marlins, and the Rockies. Those are 3 pretty bad teams. He shouldn't have any problem with those teams, and he gave up 4+ runs in 2 of those 3. His control has been a little off as well over the last 3 games. And I think he's going to give up another few runs in this game going up against the Rays, who do hit left-handed pitching very well. This seems like a very low number of 7.5 with the 2 guys we have. So give me the over here of 7.5 as the play. For the player props on the screen, we're going to be taking Elly De La Cruz to go over 1.5 bases against Shane. Elly, he has been on fire for the Reds. He's now has over 100 hits on the season, coming in with a 262 batting average, collecting 3 hits in the last game against the Braves. And this is only year number 2 for him. He just keeps getting better and better, coming in with really good numbers going up against right-handed pitching this season as well. And on the year, he's hitting 274 with 13 home runs, 15 doubles, 7 triples going up against right-handed pitchers. And that's what Shane's bringing into this game. De La Cruz, he also is a switch hitter. So even if he doesn't get a hit against Shane, he's going to have the advantage going up against the bullpen, picking what side of the plate he wants to be on the entire game. So I'm going to take him in this game over 1.5 bases as the play there. Let's go over to the best play of the day. We're going to be looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates going up against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I played the over in the game between the Rays and the Reds. I'm going to play the over in this game as well. Over 8.5 runs is the best play of the day. It's an overstay today. We're going to start with the guy that I usually side with because Zach Gallen's going to be on the mound for the Diamondbacks. The numbers for Zach Gallen, they are lying to us just like they were with Shane because he's coming off a game against the Cubs where he did give up no runs. Again, that's the truth. But I was locked into that game because I had the Diamondbacks in the first 5. He struggled against the Chicago Cubs. The only reason that they didn't score any runs on him because the Chicago Cubs, they are a joke of a franchise this season. They can't score any runs. He had a ton of control problems, 6 total walks in that game going up against Chicago. That hasn't really been a problem for him all season long, but it definitely was a problem for him in the last start. If you've been with this channel for a long time, you know that my number one pet peeve for starting pitching is don't walk too many people. It's the easiest thing you can control. Let your defense play defense. They're behind you for a reason. But the reason I like the over in this game is because I do think he's going to give up 3+ runs in this game because that's what we've been seeing out of him ever since the start of July. The Cubs, they didn't score any runs. That's just because they're a bad hitting team. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're not the worst team in the MLB at hitting the bat. They've got some pretty good bats this season. Gallen, he has gone up against the Dodgers, Braves, and Blue Jays in the previous 3 games. He's given up 13 total runs and 20 total hits in those 3 games. And the Blue Jays actually got on the worst, hanging 6 runs on him. He's coming in with a 3.64 ERA and 1.25 whip. Those are his worst numbers in his career since 2021. And those are some pretty good numbers for Zach Gallen. He's just been that good in the MLB for that long. However, I do think he's going to struggle in this game, having 4 consecutive games where he hasn't looked himself on the mound. He should give up a few runs in this one. On the other side, Luis Ortiz has been very good for the Pittsburgh Pirates as well this season. He's now gone 5 consecutive games, giving up 1 run or less, going up against some quality teams, bringing his ERA down to 2.57. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they don't really know what to do with him, though. They started bringing him in as a reliever. Now it looks like he's going to be a full-time starter for them in the future. But I do think the Diamondbacks are one of the best teams in baseball, and they are definitely one of the best teams in baseball with the bat in their hand. This feels like a game that Luis Ortiz is going to struggle in, and we have seen him struggle in some of his games this season, having a few blow-up spots. I think both teams are going to be patient at the plate, get a lot of base runners on, and then we're going to have a couple clutch hits to send this game over the total. Give me the over 8.5 here as the best bet of the day. For the player props on the screen, we're going to be taking Christian Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks to go over 1.5 bases. This is going to be a right against right matchup, and all the power numbers this season for Christian Walker have been against right-handed pitching. And while Christian Walker has slowed down just a little bit after his scorching month of June, he is still hitting 259 in the season. He does hit a little bit better against left-handed pitching for his contact numbers, but if you're looking for power, 15 doubles, 19 of his 23 home runs against right-handed pitching this season. I think this is a great spot to take Christian Walker. He's going to be plus money in this game at over 1.5 bases. I'm taking the plus money over 1.5 bases as one of the graphic plays. For the best player props today, we're going to start with the batting prop in the New York Yankees going up against the Boston Red Sox. Give me Juan Soto over 1.5 bases as the play. There's a lot to like about this play, and to start, we have one of the best hitters in baseball in Juan Soto this season, coming in with a .311 batting average, having 4 multi-hit games over the last 6, and in 3 of those 4 games, he had 3+ hits. So he has now collected 13 hits over the last 6 games, and it feels like he's been doing that all season long. The basic numbers for him going up against right-handed pitcher, they're very good this season. 15 doubles, 20 home runs, 3 triples. He's hitting .312 against right-handed pitching, and he is going up against one of the most friendly home run pitchers this year in Brian Bayo, who is on the mound for the Boston Red Sox. And this is going to be a tough one to choose from because Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, these guys have very similar numbers going up against these pitchers we're going to see. But the main reason I went with Juan Soto is because of the 15 home runs that Bayo has given up this season. He's given up 10 of those to left-handed hitters. Again, the numbers that we're going to be talking about for Juan Soto, it's almost the exact same for Aaron Judge because both these guys, they're hitting the sinker at a ridiculous batting average. We are going to see the sinker and the changeup a lot in this game. And against the sinker, Juan Soto, he is a ridiculous .424 batting average, plus 14 run value. Against the changeup, he's hitting .259 with a +4 run value as well. And both guys, they do struggle just a little bit against the slider. And it's not your typical struggle. They are still hitting it above 200 this season. But we're going to see about 70% of the pitches in this game. They're going to be right in the wheelhouse for Juan Soto. I'm taking him in this spot over 1.5 bases as the best batter prop of the day. Let's go over to the pitching prop. We are going to be looking at Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs going up against the Kansas City Royals, over 2.5 runs as a play. I would have loved to put American currency on the Kansas City Royals to win this game, but obviously, whenever I take them, I curse them because I've now taken them 3 times on this channel over the last month, and we have lost every single game, and they've been in the craziest ways. And the last time I took the Royals against the Diamondbacks was one of the craziest. We had to strike them out, throw them out to end the game for the Royals to win that 1-1, but they didn't call the strike. It forced a walks, and then the Diamondbacks from there, they poured on 4 runs in the top of the 9th, and it was curtains from there. So it was a tough loss the other day for the Royals. This time, I'm not going to take the Royals. I am going to take them to put up a lot of runs in this one and stay hot at the plate going up against Kyle Hendricks. My opinion on Kyle has not changed, even though he has had a couple good outings over the last 2 or 3 games. I still don't think he's a big league pitcher. And the last time that I said that, he went out against the Cardinals, went 7 innings, gave up just 5 hits, no runs allowed. I'm doubling down because this guy, he's not a good pitcher anymore. He's coming in with a 6.69 ERA, a 1.49 whip, his worst numbers of his career. And the Kansas City Royals, as a squad this season, they love to hit the changeups. It is one of the best pitches that they hit this year. And most teams, they like the fastball, but the Kansas City Royals, They hit the sinker and the changeup. Those are the best two pitches that they hit. We're going to see a lot of changeups and a lot of sinker action out of Kyle Hendricks. And they're probably both going to be the exact same speed because he can barely get above 90 anymore on that sinker. You can see on the screen that the teams have been dominating his sinker this season. He's giving up a batting average of 358. And with the way the Kansas City Royals have been playing after the All-Star break, I expect them to put up a lot of runs in this game. They have been one of the best teams at the plate, having 6+ runs in 4 of the last 7 games out of the All-Star break. Give me another 6+ runs in this game, Kansas City. Kyle Hendricks over 2-point runs as the best pitching prop of the day. Let's go over to the graphic now. We are going to start with the Reds and the Rays. Over 7.5 runs, Nick Lodolo, Shane Baz on the mound, like the over there. Ellie De La Cruz over 1.5 bases going up against the Rays at the graphic play. Christian Walker over 1.5 bases as well, going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then we have the best play of the day, over 8.5 runs between the D-backs and the Pirates. Juan Soto over 1.5 bases. You can probably mix and match Aaron Judge, but I do think Brian Bayo is going to give up a home run to Juan Soto. He's given up 10 of his 15 home runs to the left side. And then Kyle Hendricks over 2.5 runs. I'm going to double down. I don't think he deserves to be in the MLB right now. He's going to give up 3+ runs to the Kansas City Royals. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Friday, July 26th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.